Before we wind up, one last question for all of you is, a very cliched one, but I think it's a very important one. If you have to share one piece of advice with women so that they can probably take charge of their money, what would that be?
So Nimisha, maybe, what I feel is it's that way, okay. All of us have those, if you start with the new year, okay, all of us have the wellness goals, have the career goals. Yeah, I want to be at this position, that position, I want to complete this MBA or whatever we want to do, right? So can we really take up a financial goal? Okay, that's one thing. Okay, in the next 6 months, I want to do this, or next 1 year, I have to do this. So what do we really start? You don't have to, like if you're hungry, you don't eat the entire plate at one time, right? So similarly, if I'm not much aware of the finances right now, I'm not going to be financial absolute and expert overnight, right? But can I invest in it every day? I can surely do that. So if I just decide I'm going to spend 10 minutes of my time to start with daily, just to understand some new instrument, new concept, be it reading a newspaper, be it from the internet, be it from your husband, friends, expertise, CAs, whoever it is, just try and invest those 10 minutes consciously every day in terms of understanding, okay, any new instrument, okay, whatever that is, right? If you have to grow your money, want to earn your money, okay, that's fun. So I'm assuming that if people are earning already, if they have to, grow their money. So that's one thing. Second, if you are really, really not working and you've already educated and you want to learn and get that job, then why don't just kind of take those 10 minutes to decide, where do I start working with? What is should that I do? Should I start my own business? How do I get my own money? Okay, how do I get independence? Because believe me, friends, okay, everybody on the call, uh, money does give you independence. Okay, believe us in that. Okay, so the moment you decide that one thing and believe that, okay, this will give me an independence, and not because you want to buy something which your husband or your father is saying no to, just because you may not land up buying the thing which you want to also, right? But just the fact that you feel at peace that, okay, I can buy anything which I want to, gives you a lot of peace of mind. Okay, so I would say, first invest around 10 minutes at least for yourself to understand the new concept. Second is probably try some investment once in a month. Okay, some small amount, put it in whatever new instrument which you've learned. Don't put all the earnings there, but just put some small amount, put it in a month, see how it goes, and probably just take a stock on the next one. How is it work? Does it work right, wrong? Is there any better ways to do it? I think take those small steps, do those baby steps, start understanding, getting awareness, education. And we're all smart people. Yeah, we can do everything else. Why not finance, right? We will learn, we'll understand, we'll grow, we'll fall, we'll get up, we'll not make the same mistakes again. It's okay to err. The small money here and there is fine, but you will then know, how do you take care of it. I think as Arundhati was saying, confidence, yeah, I mean, we need those confidence, but that will also come from the fact that I want to do it. I need to do it. I don't want to be dependent on somebody. Okay, kuch nahi, yaar, I give it to my father, he'll do it. I give it to my husband, he'll do it. Then why? If you buy your own sari and you buy your own, car color, why don't you decide what you want to do with your money? I think that is what I would say. It's good to start, I think.
Hey, so I've been thinking about it since the start of this conversation that if we haven't done it already, we are not doing it. We need a compelling enough reason to start doing it. And one of the things that I was thinking about is being aware of your money, being aware of even, let's say, money as a family unit. Where is it invested? How is it invested? What's happening with it? It prepares you for any kind of eventuality. I think, I have seen cases and I've seen situations where the women were not aware of the money and the investments and what was happening. And if something was to happen and if the person who was managing it is not around, it can leave you in a very bad space. So I think whether you're actively managing it or not, the first step would be to start taking an interest in it. Start knowing where is it parked, how is it parked, what is it done. That would be my advice, that being aware of your money acts as a security net.
So I agree with what Arundhati is saying, that, I don't think, like, a lot of women would have the confidence to start managing their money themselves, or, like, someone from probably like a different field might not even understand investments that well. So even if someone else is managing it for you, take that initiative to understand. So, you might, like, depending on where you are, you might get a wealth invest manager, you might get your husband, you might get your father, you might get a friend, you might get anyone managing the money initially for you and giving you the advice, but you're not blindfolded. So you take an active interest in getting it done.
Okay, so I'll go in the last name. And I'm sorry for having such nihilistic views, but I just thought I'll say it still. See, I think as women, all of us need to understand that the divorce rates are going up, and there are n number of issues, and some really unfortunate incident can also happen. Plus, your kids grow up and then they have a life. So it's about time that you start thinking about yourself as well, and not end up relying on others for your sustenance. Don't have to think too much, but if you have enough to at least sustain yourself for the next couple of months, I think that would be a good start. That's about it. Thank you.
Okay, some really, I think, great advices and a good, I would say, platform or a good, starting point for women who are not thinking about money actively. My biggest takeaway from this particular conversation for the last half an hour was that um, women should actively think about money and not be ashamed of it. Have those conversations. Whoever it is you want to have that conversations with, but do have the conversations. And yes, Vrinda, I would love to have those conversations with my girlfriends. And even though I've also seen this, that even though those conversations start, it doesn't really go anywhere. It doesn't lead to a point where it lasts as long as we discuss probably web series. It's not such an intense conversation that happens. So one day I hope that we will be in a position to talk about these things very freely and not be ashamed of it. Thank you all of you for being a part of this conversation. I'm sure this will help a lot of women, especially the younger ones, to think about some of these things, if not more. um, Thanks again for being a part of this initiative.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Simisha, for
much.
having us here. It was such an amazing opportunity to meet Arundhati, Devanshi, Shatakshi, and having interesting conversation with you. Thank you so much.